All right, so let's move on to value point number 3 for MSPs that are using Perfect Project for ConnectWise. And this one is all about capacity forecasting in a very precise and accurate way. So I'm going to show you a couple things that are going to prove that we actually are giving you the type of capacity data that you've never had before in a very real-time manner. And I'm going to start by just going into a template real quick just to show you where this data is coming from. So again, this is a template in Perfect Project. We've got the name of the template. You can see any phases and subphases and any of those tasks that are rolling up under those phases, steps, all that core information you would need within your templates. And when I kind of look over here to the side, you'll notice I've got this work estimate column, and I also have this duration column. So I'm going to put them right next to each other. And let's look at this second kickoff deck sort of task right here. Well, you'll notice I've got a duration of 5 days to do this work. And then I have this work estimate of 10 hours. Now, the work estimate is going to be the exact same thing as the budgeted hours on a ConnectWise ticket. So this 10 hours, the way that Perfect Project is going to give you this real-time capacity forecasting data is we're going to look at the budgeted hour on every single ticket within all the active projects, and we're going to amortize that 10 hours across that start and due date of that task when it's scheduled. So it's going to basically spread that 10 hours across that 5-day period and give 2 hours per day. Now, again, this is a template, so I don't have a start or due date on this specific task just yet, but once it turns into an active project, we'll very precisely know where that 10 hours is landing on that engineer's plate. And then think about all of the other tasks that are assigned to Don, for example, and other projects, being able to see how that comes together across the board. So you know where, you might have some engineers that have too much assigned to them, so you can do some load balancing. So I'm going to come over to this capacity section. This is our capacity add-on module. I'm going to show you a couple of different things, because where I was showing you that work estimate or the budgeted hour, all of that is going to pull over into these different capacity dashboard panels that we would teach you how to kind of put together very easy. But you're basically filtering which people you want to track. How do you want to break this down? Do you want it to be monthly, weekly, annually, quarterly? There's a variety of different ways that you can do this. So just pretend in this top panel, you've got your engineers here, Brandon and Corey, Elaine, Fred, and Gary. And you'll notice that the first 4 have the exact same capacity target limitation of 132 hours. But you'll notice Gary has 88 hours. So before we start bringing in service ticket data, because right now we're just looking at the project ticket data, you could maybe think Gary is working on the service side a little bit more, and Fred, Elaine, Corey, and Brandon are all dedicated project-specific engineers. So you can change whatever capacity target limitation you would want to give to all of your engineers separately. So if we look at Fred as an example, we'll pretend that Fred is our best engineer. He's worked here for a while. The last thing we would ever want to do is burn him out. Or just put too much work on his plate. But looking at this capacity data, which is breaking it down by month, so purple is August, blue is September, red is October, it appears that Fred has been assigned 275 hours of work across those tasks within those projects that are landing on his plate in that month, all the way to a point where he would actually need a whole nother person in August and in September in order to get all of that work done. And that is going to be a huge problem, because he is going to be a bottleneck and a bunch of different projects that are relying on him getting work done in those 2 months. It could also lead to Fred feeling burnt out and potentially quitting and going and working at a different MSP, which is the last thing you want to do, because we all know in today's world, it's hard to hire good talent, good engineers, good technicians for your MSP. So the last thing you want to do is burn them out. So having this proactive approach to ensuring those things aren't happening for your different resources is going to be really important. You can also put together panels that are going to look at it from a resource point of view. So you know which resources you need to hire in which month. So there's a lot you can do here. We can even integrate with your CRM, such as HubSpot and Salesforce are the two that we have today. If you're using ConnectWise Sell or ConnectWise CPQ, we're going to be doing the same type of integration with them. And the value there is based off of the different sales opportunities that your sales team has in their pipeline, their estimated close dates. We can link those opportunities to actual templates in our platform and start virtualizing on top of this data what those impacts would be on your engineers' current workloads if those opportunities were actually to end up closing. Which we do that internally here at Movola with the integration that we have with HubSpot. So excited to tell you more. Let me know if you have any questions, but thought this would be a great recap of the third biggest value point that MSPs are seeing with using Perfect Project for ConnectWise. Thanks so much.